Okay, so today in class we talked about rational numbers, and we found that any rational number is any number that can be written as a fraction. So I have this first rational number here is 10/7, and because there's no sign in front of it, I'm going to assume that it's a positive 10 over 7, and I need to write the opposite. So the opposite would be negative 10 over 7. The next number is negative 5/3, so the opposite would be positive 5/3. I have 3.82, which is a positive number, so the opposite would be a negative 3.82. And negative 6.5, the opposite of that would be positive 6.5. Number 2 says to choose a non-integer between 0 and 1. That would be any non-whole number, because integers are all whole numbers. So it's all these fractions that lie in the number line between 0 and 1. Label it point A. So here I'm going to divide it into 1/2 and label that point A. And it's opposite point B, so the opposite would be negative 1/2, and that would be point B. And write their values below the points, which we've done. So part A, 2A, to draw a scale that would include both points, what could the length be of each segment? Each segment would be a ½ unit. That's what I divided them up into. And on the number line, we talk about the units. B, in words, create a real-world situation that could represent the number line diagram. See if you can think of a real-world situation and think of the signal words that we talked about yesterday. We'll share these different ones in class tomorrow. Number 3, choose a value for point P that is between -6 and -7. So I'm going to pick negative 6.5. That would be between -6 and -7. So question B says choose one possible value from part A and describe its location on the number line and its relation to 0. Okay, so actually here this would be -6.5. Let's go back. That would be the number that I chose. Question A is what is the opposite of P? So if I picked -6.5 to be between -6 and -7, the opposite would actually be a positive 6.5. Sorry about that. Okay, so now choose one possible value from part A and describe its location on the number line in relation to 0. Remember, that's always important to state. So both numbers are 6.5 units from 0. Alrighty. Part C, find the opposite of point P. So point P was -6.5. The opposite of that was positive 6.5. So I need to see the word opposite twice. So the opposite of the 6.5 is now -6.5. All right, so the word opposite is twice in my work. Number 4, locate and label each point on the number line. Use the diagram to answer the questions. Jill lives 1 block north of the pizza shop. Jeanette's house, so 1 block north. Jeanette's house is 1/3 block past Jill's house. Jeffrey and Olivia are in the park 4/3 block south of the pizza shop. And Janet's Jazzy Jewelry Shop is located halfway between the pizza shop and the park. Well, it seems like that pizza shop is mentioned a lot. So that is going to be what my 0 is going to be. Seems like that is my central point that they keep talking about. So the pizza shop is there. Jill lives 1 block north of the pizza shop. So this is going to be my 1, and this is going to be where Jill lives. That one's done. Jeanette's house is 1/3 block past Jill's. So I'm going to go up my number line. 2 would be right about there, so I have to divide it up into thirds. So 1/3 block past Jill's house, this would be where Jeanette is. That part is done. Jeffrey and Olivia are in the park 4/3 block south of the pizza shop. So here's the pizza shop again as my 0. If I go down, this would be 1/3, -1/3, -2/3, -3/3, and I need to get down to -4/3. So I need to find -2. This would be -4/3 right here. -5/3, and then -6/3 would be 2. -3/3 would be my -1. All right, so Jeffrey and Olivia are in the park there at -4/3. There's my park. Okay, sorry about that. And Janet's Jazzy Jewelry Shop is located halfway between the pizza shop and the park. So if the park is here and the pizza shop is here, let's see if I go up, down 1, up 1, and then right there at -2/3, this is where Janet's shop is. Janet's Jewelry. Okay, so what is my scale? It said describe an appropriate scale to show all the points of the situation. The scale was actually thirds, so I'm going to add those into between my 0 and 1. So the scale was 1/3. And what number represents the location of Janet's Jazzy Jewelry Shop? So it's -2/3. And explain your reasoning. Okay, we'll talk about that explanation some more tomorrow. But remember, you always want to try to find the starting point. And we kept hearing the word pizza shop here, so that's how I knew the pizza shop was my 0. And then from there, I was able to find the other locations. All right, we'll do some more examples like this, but if you're not quite sure how to do this one, try it again, replay the video, and then we can talk more about it tomorrow.